Stay tuned, folks. It's about to get really hairy. So Mark Meadows, the president's current chief of staff, a former congressman from North Carolina, and an excellent man and a personal friend, I might add. Mark Meadows knows what's up, and he knows that Gina Haspel and others don't want you to see these notes indicating that this was President Trump was framed and everybody knew it. There's not a smoking gun. Again, this is a nuclear missile here. This is a Moab, the mother of all bombs. They don't want this information out. President Trump knows what it is. So does Meadows. Here was Mark Meadows, a brief cut. He's on Fox and Friends, and he just casually drops this in that the president just recovered from coronavirus, or he's on the way to recovery. I want to be precise. I want to get ahead of myself here. It's very important. But he's on the way to recovery. Thank the Lord. And one of the first things he tells Meadows to do isn't get the stimulus, get all this other stuff, because he understands the importance of what I'm telling you. The president knows exactly what's going on. Listen to what Meadows says is one of the first things the president told him to do. Check this out.
Good morning. Nice to be with you. And obviously, this is an important day as the president continues to improve and is ready to get back to a normal work schedule. He's already this morning, we've already had a couple of discussions on items that he wants to get done. Candidly, has already tasked me with getting some declassification rolling in a follow-up to some of the requests that Devin Nunes and others have made.
Interesting, huh? How he just slid that in there. Seems almost inconsequential the way he says it. Again, tell me again how the president's so stupid. This is all going. I get this all the time. Oh, he doesn't know what's going on. This is so over his head. He doesn't understand the gravity of it. No, he understands exactly what's going on. Ladies and gentlemen, the swamp is deep. The deep state is real. Again, read my new book. This is probably my last book. I keep saying that, but it probably is. I only write books when I feel like I have something to say. These people have been embedded like ticks for generations. You think this is going to be easy? The president knows exactly what's going on. We need those notes. They spell out the whole conspiracy to defraud the FISA court and frame the president from the start. And everybody, listen to me when I tell you this, everybody knows they're caught. That's why McCabe's refusing to testify up on Capitol Hill. That's why Comey panicked the other day on Capitol Hill and said he didn't know anything. That's why Haspel's panicking and doesn't want these notes declassified. What the hell was the FBI doing in London in May of 2016 when the president was framed and George Papadopoulos was used to do the framing? That is the key question right now. One more cut and we'll get on to my interview here. And folks, forgive me for the show's going to be a little bit kind of a jigsaw puzzly today. It's because we taped the interview a few days ago. And if I can just be straight with you, because you're my audience and I love you all and I don't like spinning your wheels, because of the gravity of the situation Paul and I are going through right now, we were just going to run the interview today. We thought it was, and it's a great interview. I'm very proud of it. Alan Bakari does a great job. We were just going to do that, but I felt like I owed you this. I really do. I love you guys. And this information has to get out there. So we're kind of just sticking it ahead of the interview. The interview is intended to be a standalone show as it runs, but I can't leave you spinning out there with the Spygate stuff. It's not fair to the audience. Okay, one final cut, and then we'll move on to that the interview. The great Devin Nunes, who is just a terrific guy and who's done a great job. The country owes him a debt of gratitude for exposing the Spygate scandal and not letting up. Devin Nunes was also on Maria Bartiromo's show. This is about, I think about a week ago or so. And Nunes always lays out and sums up exactly what's going on. I want you to listen to this because the Congressman Meadows, it's the chief of staff, as you just heard in that clip. He's like, hey, the president wants to push for this stuff Devin Nunes is looking at. Well, let's have Devin Nunes tell you himself what he's looking at. Check this out.
So essentially what you had these sick fantasies that were in these proto dossiers that then they hired the Russian spy and the British spy to make it look like it was real to cover up what the Clinton campaign was doing. And so now there's a bunch of underlying evidence that I've only seen a little bit of this week. I think there's a lot more of it. I will also say this, if you ask of other information that I think we need to see. We need to see, we had this FBI agent, 302 came out about his recollection of everything that had happened. So the Russian spy that the Democrats hired that actually worked for a left-wing think tank called the Brookings Institute, we need to see, he was interviewed 3 times. And in fact, he was even given, supposedly he was given a get out of jail free card because he testified. Now, when he testified, he said, I don't have anything. At least that's what we're being told by Horowitz and others. The American public needs to see the 3 reports that we know about, at least, from the Democrats' Russian spy that they hired. So that's additional documents that we need to see.
Couple takeaways from there. Number one, Nunes reiterates for the umpteenth time that this was always fake. There was never any collusion. There was never a shred of collusion. There's no hint of collusion. This was always a Teddy Ruxpin fairy tale. You put a quarter in Christopher Steele's back, he'd tell you what you want. Hillary made the whole thing up. Point number one. That's obvious. I think we've hammered that enough. Second, that because the information was fake, Hillary Clinton's team needed to make it appear real for the media. So that's why Christopher Steele from the UK, London connection again, that Christopher Steele, who used to work the Russia desk for United Kingdom's intelligence services, the only reason Christopher Steele was hired. Third takeaway, Christopher Steele had one primary subsource that he used for all his information, a guy by the name of Danchenko that worked at the Brookings Institute in the United States that was alleged to be a Russian spy, and to be a national security threat, quote, by the FBI. Well, if he was feeding the information to Steele and the information was all made up, well, who made it up? Did Steele make it up or did Danchenko make it up? Well, there's an interesting way to find that out. You could interview Danchenko. Oh, they already did the FBI 3 times. What exactly did Danchenko tell them? Did Danchenko know that the Russians knew this was made up? And were the Russians using this situation themselves? Think about the double and triple, not double cross, triple cross and quadruple cross you could do on people here. If the Russians found out early, which it's highly likely, and I'm hearing from highly credible sources that they did, that Hillary Clinton was going to make up a story, totally make up a story about Donald Trump colluding with the Russians to impact the election, what better way to sow domestic disturbance in the United States than to feed the United States into the United States Russian disinformation designed to advance that narrative, knowing this dunce Hillary Clinton would use it. Talk about a double, triple, quadruple cross right there. Did Danchenko know about that? What did Danchenko know? Did our agencies, our intel agencies, intercept Russian information with the Russians talking about how stupid Hillary Clinton and others were to create this narrative and how they would leverage it? Oh, I think that may be in some of those notes or those 302s from the FBI who interviewed Danchenko. Stay tuned, folks. It's about to get really hairy.
You just heard Dan Bongino.